About 2 weeks ago, the next generation gym owners were all on our weekly meeting. And we randomly decided that we should do a competition to see who could get the most birthday party registrations in 2 weeks. It was actually inspired by Rihanna, who does it in her gym. And we said we should do it amongst each other. And then we opened it up to our academy gyms. And at the end of that 2 weeks, despite a fierce competition, ODT actually came out on top. And in this episode, I am going to be diving in to the tactics and techniques we used to book 17 birthday parties in 14 days. Let's get into the episode. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Cheer Biz podcast. I'm your host, Dan Cotton, and today we are diving into how I won our birthday party competition with the Next Generation Gym Owners team. Before we get into the episode, head on over to Cheer Gym Owners on Facebook and All-Star Cheer Coaches and Owners, where you can ask questions, you can join the discussion, and make sure you're following us on Instagram and on YouTube and all other social media. And if you have time, please like, share, subscribe, do all of those things because they really do help us as a small business grow our audience and get our message to more people. It really does make a difference. Now, I don't want to delay any longer, so let's get into the episode. We are going to be diving into some of the tactics and techniques we used, as well as some of the things we did to pivot throughout the process as we competed in this birthday party challenge. Now, for reference, the birthday party challenge that we created had some rules. It had to be conducted over a 14-day period. It had to involve no more than a $50 discount, and it required that people register and pay a deposit to get their spot. So they actually had to confirm that booking with some sort of a payment behind it. That was really the only rules. You could advertise, you could use any sort of marketing you wanted to utilize. You just had to book those parties within that window. Any parties before or after the window did not count. So this was launched, and I'll be honest, I didn't expect to win. I expected to maybe come in second or third because Danielle's gym does a lot of birthday parties and Rihanna's does as well. Shelly and I both are a little more focused on All-Star than we are fully on the birthday parties, but we went full force. And we do a lot of birthday parties, but realistically, our bookings had dried up just a little bit. Our winter bookings had not really picked up. And I actually do think, in full transparency, that served to our advantage. So one of the reasons we were able to book so many in such a short period is actually because we had neglected marketing it recently and had not been promoting it. So this is actually a typical time when we start to do more birthday party promotions and advertisements, because in Oregon, the weather is beautiful in the summers, and that is when people are outside doing fun things. And so we generally back off the gas pedal on promoting birthday party bookings because they don't happen as often in the summer. And then we floor it come August, September. So we kicked it off with this competition and it went really well. So I'm going to give you the exact tactics that we used, as well as the times that we pivoted, in order to make sure that we had the most bookings on our registration. So number one is, the very first thing I did was I reached out to my team and I told them that we had this goal, and that our goal was to win the competition and book as many parties as we could in the 14 days. And when I say I reached out to my team, I reached out to my front desk knew, my assistant who handles my marketing knew, Tori knew, and I knew. And that was really the focus of people who were going to be driving this ball forward. We then went to make sure that everything was accurate on the website, dial it in, make sure all that was going, and all of our integrations were set up correctly. And that's a critical component, is making sure that your forms on your website are all integrated correctly and you're not missing leads as they come in. So we made sure all of that was good as we led up to our ad. Then we created an ad and launched the birthday party competition day one with a very basic ad. It was an image only ad with text promoting the Labor Day sale and promoting people to register now. and directing them to our website where they could request their date, fill out the form, and then we would follow up and get them an invoice for their deposit. That's our system for doing it. Now, we sent our first email and we stayed very on top of what the open rate was. We saw that the open rate was a little lower than we would have liked, so we kept those emails going. We actually sent a follow-up text message through NG Engine to all of the leads on the list, which actually, let me go back. We compiled a list of everyone who had done a birthday party in 2024 at our building. And so we took that list of 105 people and we put that into a leads list, essentially. We gave them all a tag in NG Engine, and then we built an automation that started the email process. We noticed there wasn't the opens, so we sent a text message that was like, hey, this is ODT. We sent you a message via email. Make sure you click the link to take advantage of the special. And that got a lot more people to open. It made a huge difference in our open rate there because they got the text. They were like, oh, that sounds interesting. They maybe found it in their spam or wherever they missed it, or they just went back and found the email and then clicked on the link. And then they had another series of emails. There was daily emails going out promoting these birthday parties. On top of that, we also emailed everyone in our iClass database, which meant some people got double dinged, but everyone under the age of 12 who is currently enrolled at Oregon Dream Teams got an email saying, celebrating your athlete's birthday, celebrated ODT, special discount, $50 off, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And so that got emailed out to all of our, I think we have 650 active contacts in iClass Pro from people who take classes or have come in for open gyms or things like that. And then of that 650, about 375 of them were under the age of 12. So we were able to message all of those people. Now, let's talk about where we pivoted. So we saw an uptick in clicks and we saw some registrations come in, but they weren't coming in as quickly as I wanted. So I was really hoping to have like 2 or 3 a day. We obviously didn't get there, but that was my goal, was to see there be constantly at least 2 bookings a day. And so if we weren't getting that, I wasn't satisfied. So I was pushing my team harder. So I was like, what can we post? So we made sure that we got video of one of our birthday parties that was going on and like current video from our new facility. And we posted that on Instagram, not as an ad. It went on Instagram and Facebook just to promote that we were doing birthday parties. So we did that, got some traction, saw some shares. Then on top of that, I noticed that our ad was not really performing the way I wanted. And I reached out to my assistant. It had run for about 4 days. And I said, hey, let's pivot and let's change the ad to the video ad that I made last year that converted really well. And I believe if you're in the academy, you saw this, Danielle post it and said, this is dirty, but I'm copying it. And the ad is me standing in the middle of the gym and I'm pointing up to the right side of the screen like this with both fingers. And I say, this is Sarah. And Sarah is sad because her parents booked a party at your just general run-of-the-mill facility that gave her no time to enjoy her friends, rushed her out of the party room, and she didn't get to enjoy opening her presents. And I didn't call anyone out specifically, but I was highlighting the difference between what we do, which is a more personalized experience where you're not in as much of a rush, where you get a little bit more time. And we put that video ad up. And that video ad crushed. Again, the same ad I ran last year. I didn't update it at all. It was me standing in my old facility. I changed nothing about it and it still crushed. And we started to see at least 1 sale a day on our birthday parties coming in. And the exact route that we tracked was either they got an email, clicked on the link, registered, or they clicked on the ad, which took them to our website, and then they filled out the form. So we saw a pretty good mix between the two. That was our focus. We just did those things. We didn't do anything different aside from with NG Engine, we added in text message marketing. So I believe we sent a total of 4 text messages throughout our sale. The majority of our effort was email. I find sending daily text messages is a little bit too much and can be a little bit over the top. And I want to be annoying to a point, but not so annoying that people are like, get rid of these people. Like I was interested, but now you've just annoyed me too much. So I try to keep that metered. Now, if you are in the academy, you probably saw that there was a day that Danielle posted, started the day with 4 birthday party sales. We're crushing it. And I sarcastically commented, started the day with 4 opt-outs of our text messages and emails. So same, but different. And we all had a good laugh about it. But obviously, some people would see that and go, oh my gosh, these people unsubscribed. That's horrible. There's something wrong with my copy. There's something wrong with my ad. No, they're just not interested anymore. I'm not worried about unsubscribes. And I don't want you to be worried either, unless you're seeing massive. And when I say massive, I mean 30, 40, 50% unsubscribe rate. That is telling you that you're getting the wrong avatars. You're not getting in front of people who are interested in your product. So you want to make sure you do track it. But if you're seeing people unsubscribing, that's okay. That's just letting you know they're not interested in your product, and you're not going to waste your time thinking that they might sign up. The worst thing is when you're sending out an email and you're like, I sent an email to 2,000 people and not one person bought it. Well, if of those 2,000 people, 100 of them actually have kids who are of the age and within driving distance of your gym, then really you sent an email to 900 people who were unqualified leads, and you needed to send it to just those 100. And then when you convert 2 to 5 of those 100, you're converting 5%, and we're actually not in a bad way. But when you're looking at 1,000 and you're like, we're at like 0.05% conversion rate, we're horrible. No, you're not. Your list just isn't right. So we did all of those things, and then we just let it work. I didn't change my budget. I didn't change the automation. When we weren't getting the results we were looking for, we just fine-tuned a couple little things, and we just let the process work. We also were very, very, very quick to follow up on anyone submitting a request to book a party. Now, the way our system currently works, which we are in the process of adjusting, is when someone fills out that form, it immediately goes on a Trello card and we reach out to them. We were so Johnny on the spot on that some people were like, I just clicked the button, and we were like on the phone calling them to confirm their date. So that certainly helps. There is a lot of research that shows the faster you increase your speed to contacting the lead right when they're interested, the more likely it is that you're going to truly close that person. And since the way we do our birthday parties, we don't require them to pay when they fill out the form, there is an opportunity to lose that lead and not have them convert into a paying client. So we used those strategies. We pushed hard. We kept posting to social media. We kept our automations going. We kept our text messages going, and utilizing all the tools that I preach to you guys all the time. We were able to book 17 parties in 14 days with a projected revenue of over $6,080, I believe is what the total is, added to our gym revenue just for birthday parties. So it was absolutely worth it. And that was with the discount. So if we hadn't discounted those 17 parties, we would have been over $7,000, or just about over $7,000 in added revenue. So very, very worth it for us to run the promotion, and something we're going to keep doing. We're going to keep advertising. Now, I'm personally a fan in the gym industry, specifically in all-star cheer gyms, not necessarily changing what you use for your marketing, but changing your marketing up. So it's not always the exact same thing, because if you keep seeing the exact same ad, you're likely to just scroll past it. So I like to see there be a little bit of variety, whether you're changing the copy or the text or the video, or even the offering. You know, maybe this month we're focusing on birthday parties, and next month we're focusing on tumbling with a slight focus on birthday parties. You can kind of vary it up based off of what your needs are and what your availability in your facility is. All right, everyone, that is the key. That's how you do it. It's consistency. You follow the plan, you follow the systems, and sometimes with just a little bit of luck, you can come out on top. But I'll be honest, luck is just a myth. It is consistency and focused effort that pays off in the long run. I hope you have enjoyed this episode. I hope you learned something from it. As always, share it with people. Remember, like, share, and subscribe if you can, if you're watching this on YouTube, or subscribe if you are listening to this on Apple and Spotify. Leave us a 5-star review if you love the podcast. It means so much to us. And with that, we will catch you on the next episode.